Are you wondering why flights are so astronomically expensive? D23 announcements, fleet expansion, new shows, and more. American Queen died, but is resurrected as Victory Cruise Lines. Overtourism here too, but an app can fix it. The update on Ernesto. Stay tuned to find out more about these stories and more, bringing you the top headlines from around the world now. But first, welcome to BT Travel News. I'm Kathleen, and this is your World Travel Information Channel, giving you the information to help you make informed decisions so your adventures are the safest and best they can be. We also share insights into new and innovative ways to travel around the world. Now, on to the first headline. Why are flights getting more and more expensive? Well, according to data presented by Stocklytics.com, the global airline industry is forecasted to spend a whopping $291 billion on fuel in 2024. That's $100 billion more than 5 years ago. After the pandemic hit, flights and fuel use plummeted by almost 50%. With airline travel returning to normal just this year, the industry trend of travel continues to increase. And in the past 2 years, the IATA survey revealed a worrying trend. Although global airline fuel usage has almost returned to the 2019 levels, fuel prices have not. Thus, the major expense in air travel. With the global demand for flights rising, the total number of airline passengers is projected to reach almost 5 billion by the end of 2024, which amounts to 400 million more than before the pandemic. The airline industry will also generate more revenue than ever. Thus, with supply and demand, one cannot expect the cost of flights to recede anytime soon. Headline 2. This last weekend was the latest D23. What is this? It is the ultimate in Disney fan events. Disney Cruise Line announced at D23 an additional 4 ships, bringing the fleet to a total of 13, which will debut between 2027 and 2031. However, they did announce this. Go the Distance, Disney Hercules, all-new stage show to debut exclusively on board the Disney Destiny, to include, of course, the Muses. Disney's Hercules will be one of 3 stage shows coming to the Disney Destiny, along with fan favorites Frozen, a musical spectacular, and Disney Sees the Adventure, which features Disney and Pixar characters and signature Disney songs. Disney Destiny is now set to sail in November of 2025. At D23, Disney Cruise Line also revealed that Disney, The Tale of Moana, will premiere later this year on the Disney Treasure. To quote Walt Disney, Disneyland will never be completed. It will continue to grow as long as there is imagination left in the world. And Disney Experiences chairman Josh D'Amaro at D23 announced that Walt's vision is continuing to come true. First of all, the Keystone Park of Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida, will be expanding, and this new land will focus on the wickedly wonderful Disney villains you just love to loathe. Cars will be moving into the expanded section of the Magic Kingdom, into a new wilderness where 2 Cars attractions will be created. The expansion at Magic Kingdom will also include food and beverage, as well as shopping opportunities. At Walt Disney World's Disney Animal Kingdom, it's also going to get a new land, and this will focus on adventures in the tropics. Think Encanto meets Indiana Jones, set to open in 2027. Moving over to Disney's Hollywood Studios, Pixar is getting a new attraction as well. It will focus on Monsters, Inc. Disney's California Adventure is expanding too. Adventure's campus will double in size. Avatar will be joining this area as well. D'Amaro stated, quote, Disney Experiences is embarking on an accelerated path of ambitious growth and innovation, unquote. Taking us to headline 3. John Wagner, founder and former chairman of now defunct American Queen Voyages, now has launched Victory Cruise Lines, Wagoner told Alan Fine of Insider Report that, quote, a lot of missteps had been made with Hornblower Partnership. It went from being a hands-on, founder-led, passionate company to a company where the decisions were made all about the money and the cents and financials, unquote, said Wagoner. Wagoner was also able to buy back some of the old ships and brought back his old team as well, having faith that they could pull together and get their new company, Victory Cruise Lines, back to, or even better than, the old company, American Queen Voyages. Wagoner said that by doing this, quote, everybody hit the ground running. They have been able to accomplish some amazing things in a very short period of time, unquote. Being able to use their old database, but bringing their clients an updated, sort of all-inclusive plan, including a pre-night stay and transfers, with an excursion included in each port, Wagoner stated, quote, no partners, no investors, just our own money, unquote, when asked by Fine about the investors. Victory Cruise Line is already up and running. There's 39 itineraries on the old routes, but also adding Lake Superior. They're planning a reunion trip for all their legacy clients and a rechristening in Toronto. They are the only cruise line at the Navy Pier in Chicago. They're running mostly 10 or 11-day itineraries, and there is a round trip from Chicago that hits all 5 Great Lakes. You could check that one off your bucket list. They will no longer be offering the hop-on, hop-off cruise options, though. They said it was due to traffic and other obstacles, but Wagoner stated, quote, you will find much better content, unquote. Continuing to bring forth high-quality food and beverage, Wagoner told Fine that they will be bringing back the hot lava rocks for guests to cook their own meat at their table, should they choose to. Quote, we will try to include regional cuisine, like musky pike, walleye, cherries, Mackinac fudge, unquote. Taking Wagoner from the boy, the boat, and a dream to the boomerang CEO. Looking forward to having a product based from the US. Headline 4. Lately, we've heard about a lot of countries with overtourism and problems with the locals that's caused from the overtourism. But here's an example of overtourism in some countries that are actually taking a proactive stance. Amsterdam and Copenhagen have looked into using an app to divert crowds from the must-see sites in their cities. Back in 2021, an experiment was conducted. 2 apps were given to 2 tourist groups. One listing the least popular sites as actual hotspots, and a second app with the traditional must-see locations. After tons of feedback, it seems that both groups enjoyed their experiences. The tourism boards in Amsterdam and Copenhagen use similar tech to redirect the group crowds to more sustainable activities, lessening the crowds in certain areas. Way to go. I hope that this works, and who knows where the next European city might use these to dissuade so many crowds in those must-see sites. All right, headline 5. Hurricane watches were issued late Tuesday morning for the US and BVI's Vieques and Culebra. As forecasters grew more concerned, Ernesto could rapidly intensify into a dangerous hurricane. Quote, models indicate Ernesto could be near or at hurricane strength in about 24 hours, unquote, the National Hurricane Center cautioned late this morning. Ernesto could become a hurricane while it tracks just north of Puerto Rico on early Wednesday. Ernesto's wind and rain will spread over more of the region overnight Tuesday and into Wednesday. Tropical storm warnings are in effect for Puerto Rico and the Leeward Islands, including US and British Virgin Islands. According to CNN Weather, a deluge of rain will begin for the US and British Virgin Islands Tuesday evening and reach Puerto Rico Tuesday night. The heaviest rain should cease over these areas late Wednesday. One can only hope. Headline 6. August 14th, the moon joins Jupiter. Prepare for another moon and planet hangout. The meetings of Mars and Jupiter on the morning of August 14th. According to Sky Safari, the planets will link up and be viewable together in a pair of stargazing binoculars, of course. For the majority of the month, but they'll reach their closest point overnight on August 14th. With Mars approaching Jupiter from the upper right, look for the pair above the east-northeast horizon. Well, that's it this time. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell to stay in the loop of what's happening in the world of travel. Ta-ta for now. Wishing you safe travels and great adventures ahead.